And we can't forget Ada Lovelace, who wrote the first algorithm for this machine. She is often called the world's first programmer. Have you ever wondered how computers came to be? Today, we have smartphones in our pockets, powerful laptops on our desks, and supercomputers that can predict the weather or simulate galaxies. But this technology didn't just appear overnight. It evolved step by step through centuries of human curiosity and innovation. Let's take a journey through time and explore the fascinating evolution of computers. Our story begins thousands of years ago with something very simple: the abacus. Used in Mesopotamia and China, it was basically a wooden frame with beads sliding across rods. It may look primitive, but it helped humans perform calculations much faster. In a way, it was the first computer, designed not with electricity or metal, but with wood and human hands. Fast forward to the 1600s. Mathematicians and inventors like Blaise Pascal and Gottfried Leibniz developed early mechanical calculators. Pascal's machine could add and subtract, while Leibniz's device handled multiplication and division. These inventions proved that machines could take over human tasks in mathematics. Then in the 1800s, Charles Babbage imagined something revolutionary: the analytical engine. It was never fully built in his lifetime, but the design included memory, input, output, and a central processor. Concepts still used in computers today. And we can't forget Ada Lovelace, who wrote the first algorithm for this machine. She is often called the world's first programmer. By the late 1800s, electricity began to change everything. Herman Hollerith created a tabulating machine using punched cards to process the US Census, reducing the time needed from 8 years to just 2. His company would later become IBM. In the 1930s and 40s, machines like the Zusazek 3 in Germany and the Harvard Mark I in the US introduced electromechanical computing. They were massive, filling entire rooms, but they could perform complex calculations automatically. World War II gave computing a huge push. In Britain, Alan Turing and his team built machines to crack the German Enigma code, laying the foundations of computer science. In the US, the ENIAC was completed in 1945. It weighed 30 tons, used 18,000 vacuum tubes, and could perform thousands of calculations per second. It was the first truly general-purpose electronic computer. Vacuum tubes were powerful but unreliable. They often overheated and burned out. In 1947, the transistor was invented, and it changed everything. Smaller, faster, and more reliable, transistors allowed computers to shrink in size while growing in power. In the 1950s and 60s, the integrated circuit, or microchip, was developed. This meant thousands of transistors could fit onto a tiny silicon chip. Computers became faster, cheaper, and more accessible. This was the real beginning of the digital revolution. By the 1970s and 80s, computers began moving out of labs and into homes. The Apple II, the IBM PC, and Microsoft's software like MS-DOS and later Windows made personal computing possible for millions of people. Suddenly, computers were no longer just for governments and big companies. They were for students, families, and hobbyists. The 1990s brought the World Wide Web, turning computers into gateways of information, communication, and entertainment. Email, websites, and online communities transformed the way humans interacted forever. As technology improved, computers became smaller and more portable. Laptops allowed us to work anywhere. Then came the iPhone in 2007, which changed everything again. Smartphones became the new personal computers, always in our pockets, always connected to the internet. Now we are in the age of cloud computing, artificial intelligence, and even quantum computing. Modern computers don't just calculate, they learn, predict, and create. So, from the abacus to artificial intelligence, the story of computers is really the story of human imagination. Every step, mechanical gears, vacuum tubes, transistors, and microchips, brought us closer to the powerful machines we use today. And the journey isn't over yet. The next chapter of computing is being written right now. If you enjoyed this exploration of computer history, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Eggnology, and share it with friends who love stories about technology. Because the past is fascinating, but the future will be even more exciting.